main idea, and we talked about that main idea as typically with nonfiction. Who can remind me what nonfiction is? Kirsten?
A nonfiction is something that is real.
Something that is real, something that is factual, something that has facts. Yes.
And it can have some animals in it.
Yes. So a lot of nonfiction text that we read is about animals or is giving us information about something. And so I want us to not think of nonfiction as something that is real, because a lot of times we read a genre that is called realistic fiction, and if I'll ask you, what is this genre? And then you guys will say, oh, it's nonfiction because this really could happen. Well, yeah, it really could happen, but it isn't a factual story. So I want us to start thinking about nonfiction in regard to it's giving us facts, it's giving us information, it's teaching us about something. And so when we're reading nonfiction, we need to find out what the main idea. Nonfiction doesn't have the themes and the moral of the story like we did when we were doing literary fiction. Literary. We would just that went with the literary. Now we are into nonfiction and doing main idea. So we're going to do this, and we're going to talk about how we can find the main idea. Before we do that, what is the main idea? I have this nice chart that I wrote, and it took me a whole bunch of time, and my hands were tired. So I sure hope that you use this to help you answer the question about what is a main idea. Savion?
The main idea is what the text is mostly about.
Absolutely. If I look at my thing right here, it says the main idea is what the text is mostly about. And absolutely. So when we're reading nonfiction texts or nonfiction books, I'm going to ask you, what is the main idea? Or you might need to ask yourself, what is the main idea? What was this text mostly about? And ways to find the main idea, because they don't just come out and say, oh, the main idea of this text is blah, blah, blah. They don't come out and say that. So you have to use your context clues on figuring out how to know what the main idea is. Stop it. So how to find the main idea? What are some ways we can find the main idea, Nakaya?
Read the title.
Read the title. The title oftentimes has where we can find the main idea. Makai? Look for keywords, ideas, phrases that are repeated. A lot of times repetition in nonfiction text means it's telling you what it is that we are talking about. You keep hearing it and keep hearing it and keep hearing it. You must say, this is something important. They must really want me to know what this is. Jamie. Ask yourself, what is this text mostly about? When I've been reading.
Morning, can I borrow you real quick?
Sure. We can't just say that there's a main idea. I'm moving on. We can't just say that there's a main idea. We can't just say, oh, this is the main idea. And then I'm going to say, well, why? Give me some examples. Tell me why. Those things that you have to give me are called supporting details. Very good. And what is a detail? What's your name? Cedric? Yeah, that is an example of a detail, but I want the actual definition of a detail. Mr. Brooks?
Details describe or explain the main idea.
Yes, they describe or explain the main idea. And like Cedric said, a fact is a detail. Someone else give me another detail. Zoe? Steps. Kaden? Examples. Very good. Zara? Reasons. And Cannon? Comparisons and contrasts. Very good. So we're getting ready to read a small excerpt, and we're going to decide what the main idea is. Okay? You can stop this. Okay, so in our passage, I'm going to read it quickly for us. It says, read and answer each question carefully, because it's very important that we read the directions when we're getting ready to do an assignment, right? Pollution is something that causes harm to our planet. There are a few different forms of pollution that can hurt Earth. Land pollution, water pollution, and air pollution are a few different forms. Trash and harmful things can be put into the land, the water and into the air we breathe, causing pollution. Okay, now, looking at what I know I need to do to find the main idea, is there a title for me to read? No. So can I read the title?
No.
Are there any pictures here for me to?
No.
Okay. Let's move on to this next one. Look for keywords, ideas, and phrases that are repeated. What is one word that is just we keep hearing and keep hearing and keep hearing? Jasmine? Pollution, absolutely. So I saw pollution. I'm gonna count the times that I saw pollution. I'm gonna read it again and I'm gonna put my finger up every time I hear pollution.
Okay.
Pollution is something that causes harm to our planet. There are a few different forms of pollution that can hurt Earth. Land pollution, water pollution, earth pollution are a few forms. Trash and harmful things can be put into the land, water, and into the earth we breathe, causing pollution. In this right here, this short excerpt, pollution was said 6 times. So it's pretty important, right?
Yes.
But I'm not 100% sold that I think pollution is the main idea. So let me see what else I can do. Read the last and the first sentence of the text. The first sentence says, pollution is something that causes harm in our planet. Okay? The last one is, can you read that for us, Traylon?
Trash and harmful things can be put into the land, the water, and into the air we breathe, causing pollution.
Very good. So I read the first and last one, and they still have that theme with pollution. Okay? And then ask yourself, what is this text mostly about? Well, I've read this a few times now, and I think that this is mostly about pollution. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you agree with me that this is about pollution. Okay? Very good. Excuse me. Turn around. Okay, very good. Stop it. All right, so our first question or thing that it wants us to do, write the main idea sentence from the passage. Okay, so this is asking us to do something we haven't been doing. Write the main idea sentence from the passage. So we're writing a sentence from the passage. Normally, we say, oh wait, because I have someone playing on my carpet. Normally, we say that we are going to paraphrase and say what the main idea is. But this wants us to actually use the sentence in the passage. Who can tell me what they think the main idea sentence is from this passage? Mr. McGee? I can't hear you.
The main idea sentence from this passage is that pollution is something that causes harm to our planet.
I absolutely agree. Does everyone else agree?
Yes.
Okay, so let's write that. Pollution is something that causes harm to our planet. Stop it. So number 2 says, which of the following is a supporting detail? A, pollution is something that causes harm to our planet. B, land pollution, water pollution, and air pollution are a few forms. Well, how can A be a supporting detail and the main idea sentence from the passage?
Wait, B.
Oh, yes, it's absolutely B. And it says, somebody else said they thought it was A. How can it be the main idea sentence and a supporting detail? It can't be the same. It can't be both. It has to be one or the other. Hey, stop. write another supporting detail from, write another supporting detail different from the one in question 2. So what's something else that can tell us that pollution is harmful? That is something that causes harm to our planet. Nobody else? I only have these few people in my class. Nobody else? Jeremiah. What is something else that supports that pollution is something that causes harm to our planet? Need some help? Sabia?
Why people throw trash on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Trash and harmful things can be put into the land, so we'll do. Trash and harmful things can be put into the land, the water, and into the what?
Air.
And into the air we breathe, causing pollution. Stop, Julia. Asking us, the main idea of any passage is, and so is this talking about they want to know what it is for this particular passage? No, this word any means that it's asking us for the definition of main idea. Is it what a passage is mostly about? Or is it sentences that provide more information about a certain topic, Stephen? A, absolutely. Does everyone agree with Stephen?
Yeah.
Is there anyone that disagrees with Stephen? Okay, good. So make sure you circle A. Stop, Julia.